guys, welcome to my channel Simplified Chemistry by John HBK. Today we will be simplifying redox reaction. So let's look into our objective. Our learning objective. What is redox reaction? What do we mean by oxidant and reductant? What is oxidation number and rules to assign it? And a few examples of redox reaction. So let's start. What is redox? It is a portmanteau of two terms. Red for reduction and ox for oxidation. Now let's see what is reduction. Reduction is removal of oxygen or removal of electronegative element. For example, if I have iron oxide Fe2O3 reacting with carbon, it forms Fe plus CO2. So here iron oxide is losing oxygen and converting into iron. Therefore, it is undergoing reduction. And oxygen is also an electronegative atom. Another example, FeCl3 plus hydrogen is converted into FeCl2 plus HCl. Here again, an electronegative atom is being removed. Therefore, this is also a reduction reaction. Next, addition of hydrogen. For example, ethene on reaction with hydrogen forms ethane. Therefore, here hydrogen is added and therefore it can be considered as a reduction reaction. Addition of electropositive element, and last but not the least, gain of electron by any species. We will be dealing with transfer of electrons in the upcoming slides. Next, what is oxidation? It is basically addition of oxygen or addition of electronegative element. For example, carbon plus oxygen converts into carbon dioxide, or Fe plus Cl2 converting into FeCl2. This both reactions, here carbon is undergoing oxidation and here Fe is undergoing oxidation. Here oxygen is added, here an electronegative element like chlorine is added. Next, removal of hydrogen. For example, H2S plus oxygen converts into sulfur plus water. Here sulfur, hydrogen sulfide is converting into sulfur. Loss of hydrogen. Therefore, it is an oxidation reaction. Removal of electropositive element, and last but not the least, loss of electron by any species. Now, to understand redox reaction in terms of electron transfer, where we understood that oxidation is loss of electron and reduction is gain of electron, we have a mnemonic, that is oil rig. Oil rig, where oxidation is loss and reduction is gain of electrons. So here we have a standard example, sodium metal converting into Na plus and electron. So it is undergoing oxidation, loss of electron, and chlorine atom accepting an electron, that is reduction, converting into chloride ion. So it is gaining electron, therefore it is reduction. So here there are many examples of oxidation and reduction reaction in terms of electron transfer. We'll be dealing that in a few upcoming slides. Now let's move on to our next topic, that is oxidant and reductant. What do you mean by oxidant or an oxidizing agent? Oxidant or an oxidizing agent is a substance which undergoes reduction and causes the oxidation of another species. Basically, they are electron acceptor. Now, in simple terms, Fe2O3 plus carbon was forming Fe plus CO2. Now, if you see here, Fe2O3 is losing oxygen and converting into Fe. So, this is a reduction reaction. And carbon is converting into reduction reaction, and carbon is converting into carbon dioxide. It is an oxidation reaction. Therefore, the oxidizing agent is Fe2O3, which itself undergoes a reduction. And I hope you understood that carbon is a reducing agent. So let's see what is a reducing agent or a reductant. Is basically a substance which undergoes oxidation and brings about the reduction of another species. So basically it is an electron donor. And in the previous example, carbon was the reducing agent. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is oxidation number and rules to assign oxidation number. What is oxidation number? It is basically the number of electric charge that an element carries in a compound. So therefore, oxidation number of an element in a compound is defined as the number of electric charge that it carries. Number of electric charge that an element carries in a compound. Now, how to identify oxidation number or how to assign oxidation number? We have set of rules. So let's see the rules. Rule number 1. The oxidation number of each atom of an element in free state is 0. So for example, if I have sodium or potassium or calcium or chlorine or hydrogen molecule or helium atom, they all in their free states will have an oxidation state of 0. If they are free atoms or free molecule, their oxidation state is 0. This is the first rule. Second, the oxidation number of an atom in a monoatomic ion is equal to its charge. Now, what do we mean by that? If I have sodium ion, that is Na plus, or barium ion, that is Ba plus 2, or aluminium ion, Al plus 3, the charge is equal to oxidation number. So for any group 1 member, the charge will be plus 1. For group 2 members, the charge is plus 2. Not for group 3, only aluminium will show plus 3. Next, the oxidation number of oxygen is usually minus 2 in all of its compound. Most of the compound, like say for example water, oxygen is minus 2. Each oxygen is minus 2. But there are few exceptions. If you have a peroxide, oxygen will show an oxidation state of minus 1 each. So each oxygen is minus 1. This is only in peroxide. And oxygen shows a plus 2 oxidation state only when it is dealing with fluoride. OF2, here oxygen is plus 2. These are the exceptions for oxygen. Next, the oxidation number of hydrogen is either +1 or -1. That depends. If hydrogen is bonded to an electropositive atom like sodium, potassium, calcium, it will show a -1 oxidation state. And because sodium is +1, and if hydrogen is bonded to some electronegative atom like bromine, chlorine, fluorine, nitrogen, then it will show an oxidation state of +1. So hydrogen can be either +1 or -1 depending upon the atom to which it is bonded. Fluorine shows -1 oxidation state only. Fluorine always shows -1 oxidation state in any of its compound. The algebraic sum of oxidation number of all the atoms in a neutral molecule is 0. Algebraic sum. So, for example, if I have water, H2O, here oxygen is -2, each hydrogen is +1. So, 1 into 2 plus 2 minus 2, and the overall charge of the molecule is 0. We'll be doing some more examples later on. The algebraic sum of oxidation number of all atoms in a polyatomic ion is equal to the net charge of the ion. We'll be doing some examples on this. And last but not the least, when two or more atoms of an element are present in a molecular ion, oxidation number of that atom of that element will be average oxidation number. So if you have two or more atoms of same element, then the oxidation number will be their average oxidation number. So these are the set of rules that you need to follow while assigning oxidation number. Come on, let's try some example. First, we'll take examples of neutral molecules. The first example is KMnO4, potassium permanganate. Now, potassium permanganate, here the oxidation number of potassium is +1 since it's a group 1 member, and oxygen is always -2 except for peroxides. So, what will be the oxidation state of Mn? Since it is a neutral molecule, the overall charge is 0. So, therefore, let's do the arithmetic. +1 plus x, 4 2s are -8 into 4 is equal to 0. So here the answer of x is +7. So here Mn shows an oxidation state of +7. Next, K2Cr2O7. Now if you see here chromium, there are two chromium atoms. And now whatever we are getting as an oxidation state of chromium, it will be the average of both. Since again it is a neutral molecule, let's make it 0. Potassium +1 member, group 1 +1 into 2 plus 2 into x plus 7 oxygen -2. Since each oxygen is -2, -2 into 7 is equals to 0. So here it is 2 plus 2x minus 14 equals to 0, and therefore x is equals to +6. That's the oxidation state of chromium. Each chromium is +6. Another example, HClO4. Now each hydrogen +1, oxygen -2. What is the oxidation state of chlorine? So +1 plus x, since there is only one chlorine, so only one x, minus 4 to the 8 equals to 0, and therefore X is equals to plus 7. So the oxidation state of chlorine here is plus 7. Let's do two more examples. H3AsO3. Let's find out the oxidation state of arsenic. I request you to pause the video, and once you are done solving, please resume. Yeah. So hydrogen is plus 1, oxygen is minus 2. Therefore, 3 into plus 1 plus X plus 3 into minus 2 equals to 0. Therefore, 3 plus X minus 6 equals to 0. Therefore, 3x is equals to plus 3. And that's the oxidation state of arsenic. Let's try out another example. Barium phosphate. The oxidation state of barium is plus 2 since it's a group 2 member. Let's find out the oxidation state of phosphorus, and oxygen is minus 2. Now 3 into plus 2 plus 2x plus 4 to the 8. 8 oxygen minus 2 equals to 0. Therefore 6 plus 2x minus 16 equals to 0, and therefore x is equals to plus 5. That's the oxidation state of phosphorus. Let's do another example. Now let's try out for some anions and cations or polyatomic ions. For example, NO2 minus. So the net charge is minus 1. Let's find out the oxidation state of nitrogen, which I keep as X. X, each oxygen is minus 2. So minus 2 into 2, that makes up minus 4 equals to minus 1. And therefore, the oxidation state of nitrogen here will be plus 3. Another example, NO3 minus 1. So let's assume the oxidation state of nitrogen as X, oxygen minus 2. So here X plus 3 2s are 6, 2 into 3 equals to minus 1. Therefore X is equals to minus 6 equals to minus 1, and therefore X is equals to plus 5. So here nitrogen is plus 5. Another example, NH4 plus. Let's assume the oxidation state of nitrogen is X, hydrogen as plus 1. Therefore X plus 1 plus 1 into 4 equals to the net charge on the molecule is plus. So here it will be plus 1. Therefore X plus 4 equals to plus 1, and therefore X is equals to minus 3, and that's the oxidation state of nitrogen. So you see, nitrogen is showing variable oxidation states over here. I hope you understood the example. Let's try out two more examples. BrO3 minus. I would like you to pause the video and try it on yourself. Okay, let's try. Let's see whether your answer is right or wrong. Br as X, oxygen as -2. So therefore X plus -2 into 3 is equals to, the net charge on the molecule is -1. Therefore X -6 equals to -1 and X is equals to +5. Another example, SO3 -2. The net charge on the molecule is -2. Let's assume as sulfur as X, each oxygen -2. Therefore X plus -2 into 3 equals to -2. Therefore X -6 equals to -2 and therefore X is equals to +4. That's the oxidation state of sulfur. I hope you understood how to calculate oxidation number and how to apply those rules. If you have any doubts, please leave your doubts in the comment section below. So the one which is undergoing oxidation is a reducing agent, and the one which is undergoing reduction is an oxidizing agent. So I hope you understood what do you mean by reducing agent and an oxidizing agent and how to identify. Let's have one more example. FeCl3 plus H2S converting into FeCl2 plus sulfur plus HCl. Now this is an unbalanced reaction. How to balance a redox reaction, that I will be showing in our next video. For now, let's identify who is undergoing oxidation and reduction. Fe, chlorine is -1. So here Fe will be +3 since the molecule is neutral. Hydrogen is +1. Sulfur has to be -2 because 2 minus charge and 2 plus charge will make the molecule 0. Here chloride is -1. -1 into 2 -2. So here Fe will be +2. Sulfur is single free state, therefore 0. Hydrogen +1 and chlorine -1. Now you see Fe has changed its oxidation state from +3 to +2. That means it is undergoing reduction. It is undergoing reduction, gain of electron. And sulfur -2 is converting into 0. So here that is oxidation, that is loss of electron. I hope you understood how to identify reduction and oxidation by oxidation number method. And let's identify who is the reducing agent and oxidizing agent. Yeah, FeCl3 is undergoing reduction. Therefore, this FeCl3 is oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent. And H2S is undergoing oxidation, therefore it is a reducing agent. Let's try out another example. PbS, lead sulfide plus oxygen gives PbO plus SO2. Here Pb is +2 because it's a metal and sulfur is -2. Here Pb is +2, oxygen -2. So there is no change in oxidation state of Pb. Therefore Pb is neither going oxidation nor undergoing reduction. Now, who is undergoing oxidation? If you see sulfur dioxide here sulfur is +4 and oxygen is -2 each. Therefore, sulfur is changing from -2 to +4. Therefore, it is undergoing oxidation, loss of electrons, and oxygen, which was previously in a free state, O2, its oxidation state changes from 0 to -2. Therefore, it is undergoing reduction or gain of electron. And definitely this will be your reducing agent and oxygen will be your oxidizing agent. Let's try out the last example. A simple neutralization reaction. NaOH plus HCl gives NaCl plus H2O. Sodium group 1 +1, oxygen -2, hydrogen +1, H +1, Cl -1, Na +1, Cl -1, H +1 each, oxygen -2. Here you see, here sodium is +1, sodium is +1, O is -2, here also O is -2, H is +1 here, and here is also H +1, Cl -1, here also Cl -1. In the overall reaction, there is no change in oxidation state or oxidation number of each of the atoms, and therefore this neutralization reaction is not a redox reaction. I hope you get it. It is not a redox reaction because there is no change in oxidation state or number. So one can identify whether it is an oxidation or a reduction reaction by assigning oxidation numbers and then seeing what happens in the overall reaction number. If there is a increase in oxidation number, it means it is undergoing oxidation, and if there is a decrease in oxidation number, that means it is undergoing reduction. Thank you for watching patiently, and I hope you like, subscribe and share my channel. I am ready to hear your valuable doubts. Please comment below. Thank you all. Do wait for my next videos.